Hi, wild girls. It's Lindsay Lackey here, author of All the Impossible Things. I just wanted to drop in, sort of. I was invited to your book club this weekend, but unfortunately I am not in town. But I hear that you read All the Impossible Things for your book club this month. And so, first of all, thank you so much for picking my book to read. It's really exciting to me that you're reading my book and that anybody is reading my book. So thank you for being readers. The first question is, did I have any influence on the cover of the book, and how did this lovely cover come about? I am very, very fortunate with the cover of this book. My publisher did let me have some input on the cover process as they went along. So there is an artist, her name is Elizabeth Clark, and she designed several different cover designs for me, and they were all really different. But of all the options that they sent me, I think they sent me 4 different designs. I really loved this design of red. And if you notice, you probably have noticed this, that she is standing on top of not a hill, but on top of Tuck the tortoise. You can see his little face down here. And I really loved this one, not because Red stands on Tuck. She doesn't stand on Tuck in the book. Let's be clear about that. That's not very nice. Only Billy the goat can stand on top of Tuck. Tuck is so important to Red in the story, and he's sort of her foundation of being able to bond with Celine and Jackson and being able to feel at home in the family. And so I really liked the symbolism of Red standing on top of Tuck here, that he's supporting her and he's holding her up. However, when they first sent it to me, the background colors were very light blue and kind of orange. That is a California sunset, in my opinion, kind of pale colors and mostly blues and oranges. And so I wrote back to them and I said, I really love this design, but I want the sky to look like a Colorado sky. So the designer actually Googled Colorado sunsets, and this is very much what a Colorado sunset looks like. They're always really bright pink and purple and just really astounding colors. So I was thrilled when they sent this one to me as an option because I thought that the sky really looked like a Colorado sunset. So yeah, that was the input that I had on the cover. The next question is, what were some books that I loved when I was in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade? When I was in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, there were not nearly as many books for young readers as there are today. If you see the bookshelves behind me, I own hundreds of books, and most of them are for young readers, middle grade readers, YA readers. But when I was a kid, that didn't really exist. However, that's not to say there weren't some really excellent books when I was growing up. So I've actually saved many of the books that were my favorite when I was a kid, and I have them on display here behind me so that you could see. I loved Shel Silverstein and Where the Sidewalk Ends. It's just such funny poetry, and he was just so clever, and I really loved his wordplay. I loved Nancy Drew. I read Nancy Drew, every book I could get my hands on. Island of the Blue Dolphins was one I read in 5th grade. It's about a girl who is sort of accidentally stranded on an island all alone, and it's a survival story. I loved this book. I loved survival stories. I just thought it was amazing. I wanted to be stranded alone on an island after I read this book because I thought I could survive because I had read this one. Chronicles of Narnia series, always have loved those. The Voyage of the Dawn Treader is my favorite one. I think it's the 3rd one in the series, and it's about a voyage of a boat called the Dawn Treader, and with Prince Caspian and Lucy and Edmund get to go on this journey with this boat. I also loved Roald Dahl books. The BFG was my favorite. I love the way the BFG talks. I love the language of it. He has whiz poppers. That's farting. I think it's so funny, and yet it felt like a very realistic story to me in a lot of ways because I understood the child characters in all of Roald Dahl's books. So Roald Dahl, he's very strange, but I loved him. And the last question is, what am I working on next? I am working on my 2nd book right now. It takes place in Colorado, like my first book. It actually is going to take place in the town where I grew up, which is Colorado Springs. And Colorado Springs is really, really beautiful. Pikes Peak, which is called America's Mountain, so maybe the most famous mountain in the United States, is in Colorado Springs. And there's a place called Garden of the Gods, which is really cool. It's this place with huge, giant rocks that are red. So the book will be set in Colorado Springs, sort of in those locations, and it's got a little bit of magic in it. The magic in the next book has to do with singing. Things happen when the girls in my story sing. There's no title or anything yet, but hopefully it will be coming out in 2021, which sounds really far away, but it'll be here like that. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed the book. I hope that you enjoyed this very brief little interview. If you ever wanted to write to me or anything, you can visit my website, www.lindsaylackey.com. My email address is on there, and I also have a snail mail address on there. I would love to hear from you, and thank you so much for reading, and have a great day.